So here's a good question from Peter Marsh again. Appreciate all the questions. Looking for questions from other people too to mix in here. So let's do this, people. Come on, stop being lazy. Ask you some damn questions. He wants to know if I've always written on a computer or if I've ever written with pen and paper. So I'm old, and as such, I've written on many types of things. So, chiseling on rocks. No, I'm being facetious. Back in the day, I used a typewriter. Actually, used to type stories out when I was in high school in the late 80s. And you would type out a story using carbon paper. So it would give you a copy of the story. And then I would submit the story and have a copy of it. And then I got it's like a brother something or other, like a P-Touch, something like that. And it was like a computerized typewriter where you would type it in and it would just print. You would hit the print button and the whole page would come out. It's very exciting. And I had one of those for maybe 2 years. I wrote with that thing. And then I would take notes, paper and pen. I always had a little notebook in my pocket, my back right pocket. I always had one of those little tiny spiral notebooks, and I would always write ideas because I thought every idea I came up with was brilliant and was going to be the next great American novel. So I was using that a lot and filling up like dozens of them all through my 20s. And so that was interesting. God only knows where any of those are anymore. I'm sure I didn't use any of those ideas. What else did I use? I didn't get a computer until, I think, 1998, maybe? 99, something around there. And then I wrote occasionally on there, and those were the days of floppy disks. So I would save stuff to the floppy disk, which was always interesting. I had worked for a merchandising company for a couple years, and they had given us a handheld, a PDA, to do your reports. And I figured out, somebody figured out how to connect it to the internet. And it was very basic, but I would pull up the note function and I would write in there with the little stylus, and I would tap the keyboard and write stories that way during the day while I was walking around supposedly working. And then at the end of the day, I would send an email to myself, my Hotmail account, and then download them from there and then have to format them because the formatting was wacky. But I didn't really get serious till later on when I was doing, just working on a computer. So that was the trajectory. The writing, I never wanted to sit down and write a story by hand. My writing is awful. I also write very tiny letters for some reason. And so, even now, taking notes on Post-it notes, most of the time I'm like, I don't even know what this was supposed to be. So who knows? So there you have it. Great question. Appreciate the question. I would appreciate a question from you watching and listening to this. Anyway, I'm out of here.